What if the most talked about band in metal right now isn't even showing us who they really are? A masked group called President has suddenly exploded onto the scene. No background, no bios, no press, just a haunting debut single, cryptic visuals, and a tidal wave of theories. And the internet? It's obsessed. But here's the twist. The face they finally showed might not be real. So who is behind the mask? And what's their game? It all started in early May 2025. Out of nowhere, a single titled In the Name of the Father hit streaming platforms, attached to a band no one had ever heard of, President. No interviews, no social media teases, just a dark, cinematic music video. In it, suited figures stood solemnly under dim lights, faces completely covered by polished, featureless black masks. The visual screamed authority, but also anonymity. Think industrial sleep token meets political theater. And the sound? It hit hard. Bone-crushing riffs paired with clean, emotionally charged vocals. The production was tight. Too tight. Immediately, fans knew this wasn't the work of newcomers. President wasn't rising. They had arrived, fully formed. Naturally, speculation exploded. The biggest theory? That the voice behind President belongs to none other than Charlie Simpson, the frontman of Busted and Fight Star. Fans pointed to eerie similarities in the vocal tone, particularly in the soaring cleans and raw aggression found in President's choruses. The theory gained even more weight when it was discovered that both President and Fight Star had connections to a company called King of Terrors Limited, a business tied directly to Simpson. Not only that, but the timing of social media movements and distribution drops seemed to align perfectly with Charlie's activity gaps. But nobody could confirm it. No interviews, no live streams, just guesses, and a growing fan base hungry for answers. Then, just weeks later, President released their second single, Fearless. The video was even more elaborate, shot like a dystopian film, filled with ritualistic imagery and presidential overtones. And then came the shocker. At the end of the video, the frontman removes his mask. The face? It wasn't Charlie Simpson. It wasn't anyone fans could identify. Theories went haywire. Was it a stand-in, a model, an AI-generated deepfake? The reveal seemed almost too theatrical. Too perfectly timed to fuel the fire rather than put it out. And that's exactly what it did. Instead of answering the question, President doubled down on the mystery. Now fans are asking, was that face even real? Some believe President is using a body double strategy, much like how Ghost's Tobias Forge initially stayed hidden behind the Papa Emeritus personas. Others say the face reveal could be AI-generated, a clever tactic to muddy the waters even more. There's even speculation that President might not be one artist at all, but a rotating collective. A group of musicians and producers staying in the shadows while using frontmen as decoys. It's not unheard of in metal, and it's genius if true. The deception feels deliberate, like the band is saying, "Don't look at who we are. Listen to what we're doing." But the ultimate test is coming fast. On June 15th, President is scheduled to make their live debut at the Download Festival, one of the UK's biggest stages. And fans are desperate to see how this mystery translates to a live environment. Will they reveal more faces? Will the vocals match the rumors? Or will they perform fully masked, letting the music speak louder than the mystery? It's their moment of truth. Or maybe another distraction. This isn't the first time a band has used secrecy as a marketing weapon. Think of Sleep Token, who kept their frontman Vessel hidden behind a mask while fan obsession skyrocketed. Or Ghost, who made an entire career out of hiding Tobias Forge's identity behind papal robes. Even Slipknot back in the 90s refused to speak to media without their masks. But President feels different. Their anonymity isn't just theatrical, it's almost corporate. Cold, clinical, strategic, like a Black Ops campaign being rolled out with military precision. And it's working. With only 2 songs, they've generated more buzz than bands with 5-album discographies. In the end, President might not be a band at all. They might be a concept, a challenge to how we perceive fame, talent, and artistry in the age of digital identity. Their face might never matter, or maybe it always did, and they're just playing us. So we'll ask the question again. Who is president? But maybe they want us to keep asking.